নমস্কাৰ বন্ধু বান্ধৱীসকল ওয়েলকাম টু কম্পিটিশন কেয়াৰ কাৰেণ্ট এফেয়াৰ্স ডেইলি কন্টেন্ট সমূহলে আগবঢ়া আগতে বলক আজি কোট অফ দ্য ডে চাই লওঁ ভিক্টৰী বিলংস টু দ্য মোষ্ট পাৰ্সিভিয়াৰিং মানে নেপোলিয়ন বনাপাৰ্টে we as human beings we all have certain goals in our life right আৰু সকলোৰে গোল বিলাক বেলেগ বেলেগ আপোনাৰ যেটো জীৱনৰ লক্ষ্য হেতু মোৰ লগত নিমিলিব পাৰে but what keeps us going towards our dream the fuel we need is this perseverance if we have the virtue of perseverance within ourselves then no matter how many times we fail right it may take a while but we will surely get into our dreams or our goals হয়নে Perseverance simply means jodi apunaloke jiman kini obstacle na hok kyo jibanot kitiba success just in a one step apuni pabo boli kono tenot thikona na thake hoine you might not get the phase of success in just one step you might have to face certain failures in your life as well to mold yourself to make you potential enough to achieve that particular goal So in that case, if you are failing for that 100 times, but you have that attitude to get up again and fight for your goal for the 101 time, then that's perseverance for you, right? Enok attitude rakhile apunaloke jiman dei nalogok kyo, you will definitely earn your goal. All right? Okay. Aru ekhini hose aji contents homo jibo ami discuss korim. আৰু my first topic to লোৱা হৈছে the Assam Tribune পৰা demand for classical language status to Assamese language now this particular topic is gonna be very important for as APSC exam perspective right prelims or board mains sorry বহুত important এটা topic হ'ব পাৰে so this is important from GS paper 1 perspective also the same time GS paper 5 Assam issues all right So current context to hoise recently amar sahitya sabhar jun president hoise Dr. Kuladhar Hoikia teo suggest koise je jitu ama already অসমীয়া ভাষাটো হয়নে হেতু এটা সাবমিট কৰিছিলে তেওঁলোকে যে হেতু ক্লাসিক্যাল ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজলে কনভার্ট কৰিব লাগে সো তেওঁ কৈছে যে যদি আমাৰ এমপি সকল তেওঁলোকে যদি প্ৰেছাৰ দি থাকে টু দা ইউনিয়ন মিনিষ্ট্ৰি অফ কালচাৰ তেতিয়া হলে এই যেটো আমাৰ এটা ভিজন আছে to assert that Assamese language should be a classical language hetu সম্ভৱ হ'ব পাৰে হেতু ওপৰত এই গুটে আৰ্টিকেল টো দিয়া হৈছে ইয়া কি হাইলাইটস সমূহ যদি আমি চাও আমি গম পাম notably Assam MP Pavitra Margherita recently raised the demand to grant classical status to Assamese language in the Rajya Sabha right the Assam Sahitya Sabha's memorandum seeking classical status to Assamese language carried a report prepared by a committee of experts right jitu memorandum তেওঁলোকে আগ বহাইছিলে হেৰখিনি এক্সপাৰ্টস সকলে বনাইছে যোন belong কৰে from the field of art culture architecture and language etc the 394-page memorandum includes detail about manuscript stone inscription sculpture architecture coin art culture of the region among others which are enough to meet the criteria of the Union Ministry of Culture for Assamese getting the classical status right yapa ami olop anubhav paisu je classical language or jetu akhya pabole hole we need all this evidence je kiman otitor pra ekhini amar choli ase procholon hoy ase amar okhomia bhasha to hoine As per the procedure, the Union Ministry of Culture is deemed fit. We send a report to the Sahitya Academy where an expert panel will examine it. Based on the opinion of the expert panel, the union government will take the decision. Alright, so this is about the key highlights. Now, what is actually classical language? Ki hoino classical language? Etu joti ami sao, ami gom pam, a classical language is a language with an independent literary tradition. An independent literary tradition hobo lagibo. And a large an ancient body of written literature he kane ami asol manuscript sculpture ityadi kotha ami evidence hohok disu thik ase classical languages are typically dead language right eta proshno aisle je sanskrit to dead language hisabe mona hoy mostly because otito jitu sanskrit iman procholon hoy asle but over the years ami kod dehisu sanskrit use hoy hoine hardly some few of the population speak this Sanskrit amar deota hokole sanskritot paisle eta dota class kintu aji dinot dekhiso ami nije nukun sanskrit teneke poa nai hoine so it's becoming dead right so this kind of language which has so much prevalence in the past but now it's fading away these are typically called as the classical language right or show a high degree of diglossia as the spoken varieties of the language diverge further away from the classical written language over time. Take us a block of classical language hisabe akhya dia hoy. How many classical languages are there in India? Amar Bharat Borkhot kiman ase 6 languages India, namely Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit, Kannada, Malayalam, Oriya have been given the status of classical language, right? Which is the first Indian language to be given a classical language status? Ekhini to ami gom palu je 6 language have been given the classical language tag, but the first language to be accorded with the status is the Tamil, right? Tamil language of prothom asote classical language hisabe mana hoisile, and it was declared classical language back in 2004. As per the Schedule 8 of the Constitution of India, 22 languages have been recognized as the scheduled languages. Aru jito Oriya hoy atatke latest a Oriya asolte Canada language classical language to akhya paisile, thik ase. Aru yapa already aponok gomo paise Schedule 8 is related to the languages. All right, okay. It is a classical language of Indian criteria sound. Zito technical definition hoy. Thik ase. Heto hoise according to the information provided by Ministry of Culture in the Rajya Sabha in February 2014, the guidelines for declaring a language as classical are listed below. So this is important, right? You need to memorize it or you need to understand it. Thik ase. The government tracks the following criteria to define eligibility of language to be considered for classification as classical language. Pratham, extraordinary antiquity of the early transcripts or verified history over a period of 1500 to 2000 years, right? A criteria to hobo lagibo. Dityote, a body of ancient literature or text which is considered valuable heritage by the generations of speakers, right? So the literary tradition should be original and unique. Original hobo lagibo, logote unique hobo lagibo, and certainly not hired from the other language community. The classical language and literature being diverse from the modern, there may be a discontinuity among the classical language and its later forms or its sprouts. So more jitu sinta dharana mote এই যেটো লাস্ট পয়েন্টত আমাৰ অসমীয়া ল্যাঙ্গুৱেজটো এই ক্লাসিক্যাল ক্যাটাগৰীত নপৰিব পাৰে কাৰণ আমি এতিয়াও অসমীয়া ভাষা পাতি আছো হয়নে যেখিনি ভাষা হয় এতিয়াও আমি ইউজ কৰি আছো এই পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ আসলতে এলিজিবিলিটি ক্ৰাইটেৰিয়াটো হে ফুলফিল নহয় বাকি গুটেই কিটা ফুলফিল হৈছে বাট দেখা পোৱা যাব যে আহিব লগা দিনবিলাকত কি হয় অলৰাইট So the Assamese language would receive the following benefits if given the status of classical language. Now this is important. Amar jote bhasha to classical language hisabe akhya pai tita amar ki benefit hobo. So once a language is notified as classical language, the Human Resource and Development Ministry provides certain benefits to promote it, right? Ki hobo 2 major annual international awards for the scholars of the eminence in classical Indian language, right? Etu eta akhya pabo dityote a center of excellence for study in classical language is set up, right? The University Grants Commission is requested to start with at least in the Central University a certain number of professional chairs for the classical languages so declared, right? So this will be some of the benefits of declaring Assamese language as classical language. All right, so based on this topic a particular prelims based question has been brought up. Kindly question to attempt koribo. And our next topic is taken from the Hindu. Create in India campaign. AVGC panel calls for a mission approach to create in India. And this particular topic is important from GS paper 3 perspective, also GS paper 2. All right. Current context to hoise jito AVGC. AVGC simply means Animation Visual Effect Graphics and Comic Task Force, which was set up after the center's budget announcement, has recently submitted its report to the Information and Broadcasting Ministry, right? তেওঁলোকে এটা কিছুমান ৰিপৰ্ট সাজেষ্ট কৰিছে যে এইখিনি যদি কৰা যায় then we can definitely thrive in this animation, visual effect, graphic and comics, right? ইয়াৰ বিষয়ে যদি অলপ ভালকে চাওঁ আমি গম পাম the task force has proposed a national AVGC extended reality mission with a budget outlay to be created for the integrated promotion and growth of the sector. So with time everything changes, right? আৰু সময়ৰ লগে লগে we also need to change. আগৰ দিনত যেতিয়া ইমান ইন্টাৰনেট ফেসিলিটি নাছিলে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ বস্তুবিলাকৰ ইমান এই নিডটো নাছিলে ইমান আকৰ্ষণ নাছিলে মানুহবিলাকে বুজিও নাপাইছিলে কিন্তু ওভাৰ দ্য ইয়াৰ্স আমি দেখিছো যে 4G আহিছে এটা 5G আহিব হৈছে এটা এই গেম হক ভিজুৱেল এফেক্টছ হক গ্ৰাফিক্স হক এইবিলাক বহুত ডাঙৰ এটা মাৰ্কেট হৈ পৰিছে আৰু এই ক্ষেত্ৰত যদি আমাৰ ভাৰতে এই অপৰচুনিটিটো গ্ৰেব কৰিব নোৱাৰে আমি বহুত বেছি পিছ পৰি যাম সো ইন অৰ্ডাৰ টু be in the shoulder to shoulder আমি এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ ষ্টেপ লবলে এটা যত্ন কৰিছো ঠিক আছে it has also suggested the launch of Create in India so this is going to be a new idea right campaign on the likes of the Make in India initiative with a focus of content creation for India and global markets in addition foundational skills should be developed at the school level beyond the launch of global recognized UG and PG courses ঠিক আছে এটা আপোনালোকে ইউটিউবাৰ্স বিলাকক দেখিব মানে কিবা গেমাৰ্স বিলাকক দেখিব নতুনকে কিবা এপ উলিয়াইছে নিছে সো দিস বেসিক্যালি our earth our life revolves around all these internet things so হেবিলাকৰ ওপৰত ভিত্তি কৰি এই পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ ক্ৰিয়েট ইন ইণ্ডিয়া ইনিশিয়েটিভটো আনা হৈছে ঠিক আছে INB Secretary Apurva Chandra said that the India's share in the global AVGC sector is about 1%, just 1%, just imagine, right? So there is a huge potential to grow India's share to about 6 to 7%. He said AVGC is a sunrise sector. Mono rakhibo, AVGC is a sunrise sector. Sunrise sector simply means jar bahut besi ahibologe din blakot bahut besi potential ase to contribute towards the GDP, right? যেনেকে ধৰক আপোনালোকৰ ফুড প্ৰসেসিং ইন্ডাস্ট্ৰি হকল হক এইবিলাকৰ বহুত বেছি ডিমান্ড আহি পৰিছে in our contemporary times so this AVGC sector is also a sunrise sector বহুত বেছি আসলতে ইয়াৰ অৰিহণা হ'ব in the coming years so we believe there is a potential to generate 20 lakh jobs in this sector over the next decade right so what is Create in India campaign jitu suggest koise AVGC so among the recommendation of the task force are a Create in India campaign the campaign will have exclusive focus on the following content creation right an international AVGC platform aim at attracting foreign direct investment এটা আপোনালোকে মই মান গেম সেম নেখেলুম বাট লৰাবিলাকে ডেফিনেটলি খেলে বা ছোৱালী কিছুমানো খেলে তাত দেখিব যেটো থিম এটা থাকে ৰাইট কোবাত গৈ আছে কোড PUBG আগতে জেনকা আসলে সো হেবিলাক কন্টেন্ট হয় এবিলাকে আসলে হি জুনে গেম প্লে কৰে এবিলাক বেছি magnetor nisna kaam kore right they get so much interest in playing all this so for that a particular platform to kotha poa hoise it needs vision right a great vision it needs so content creation dityote an international AVGC platform aim at attracting foreign direct investment right co-production treaties and innovation in the collaboration with international counterparts the national and regional centers of excellence for skill development and leveraging national education policy to develop creative thinking at school level ita horu lorasli hokol ajikali jikhini alpha generation তেওঁলোকে দেখোন সৰু পাই জমতে আমি শিকাবো না লাগে তেওঁলোকে কেনেকে মোবাইল হ্যান্ডেল কৰিব লাগে এভৰিথিং জানে সো হে ক্ষেত্ৰত তেওঁলোকক যদি আৰু অকমান নাৰ্চাৰ কৰা যায় from the school level itself they will do wonders right so this will be the main focus of this campaign ঠিক আছে Logote, the report also recommended যেহেতু তেওঁলোকে ৰিপৰ্ট দিছে হেতুটো হৈছে this Create in India is one of those recommendation right logote establishment of AVGC accelerators and innovation hub in academic institution right it NCERT books hokolo they will make certain provisions for all this new ideas right that's a democratizing AVGC technologies by promoting subscription based pricing models for micro small and medium enterprises right there's a startup and institutions hobo there's a indigenous technology development through incentive scheme and intellectual property creation and setting up a dedicated production fund for domestic content creation from across India to promote the country's culture and heritage globally right so these are the other recommendations which are suggested by this particular report all right So about the animation, visual effects, gaming and comic sectors of the sound, India's media and entertainment sector has long been asking for some kind of legitimacy for the gaming and related industry, right? Ama asole bharatot eko tenoka law adi kori nasile, so it was very chaotic aro no doubt potential bahut ase, but kisuman potential asolte joti bhal kamot lagwa hoy bahut bhal hobo, but kisuman ami dekhislo kiman fraud kisumano kori asile, right? Horul asle he game to khele ketiba bank account link hoi jay, mark data kor he account balance to komi jay. So এইবিলাক আনা হৈছিলে, ঠিক আছে? তো growth যদি চাও, the ABGC sector and especially the gaming industry has been witnessing a healthy growth over the past 7 years, right? কারণ game to এনেকুৱা এটা বস্তু ইমান young generations আছে, they are very much attached towards this game, right? কিন্তু লগতে আমি যেহেতু ইমান legitimacy নাছিলে, ইমান একো তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ নাছিলে, কিছুমান মিস ইউজো কৰি আছিলে, সো এইটো এটা নতুনকে হে টাস্ক ফোর্স তো আনা হৈছে. It hope with a proper impetus could soon become a world leader, right? It is যদি proper গুটি legitimation আনা হয়, proper functioning homo dia hoy ecosystem eta provide kora hoy, so it might thrive towards being a world leader, right? Skills jodi sao, the content creation part of gaming require high skill and the government wanted to focus on that through the task force, right? So all these high skills jitu mo koisu content creation lage, keneke bostu to ahibo, kune code maribo, enuka game to tenuka hoy setup kora hoy ba code ki thoka hobo, so it needs a high vision and it needs a high skill. So it's all will be done through this task force. India could become the content creation factory in the world in the sector, right? Economic potential kotha jodi sao, which is the most important part. According to Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, India has the potential to capture 5%, that is $40 billion of the global market share by the end of 2025. So, here I am going to the significance, the magnitude of this particular sector. With an annual growth of around 25 to 30% and creating over 160 new jobs annually. Employment kotha sound jodi bahut besi employment generate koibo, right? According to industry expert, the Indian market, which currently employs about 1.85 lakhs ABGC professionals, can witness a growth of 14 to 16% in the next decade. That's massive, right? Look, এটা আমি জানা উচিত যেটো ABGC task force দিয়া আছে তেওঁলোকৰ মেম্বাৰ সকল কোন হয়. So the ABGC task force was constituted under the chairmanship of the Secretary Ministry of INB Shri Apurva Chandra, right? Apurva Chandra is the monothobo, to help realize the full potential of the ABGC sector in India with key stakeholders from the industry and the government. Secretaries of the Associate Union Ministry Vice MSDE, Department of the Higher Education, MOE, MEITY and DPIIT were the members of this task force. It also included members from state governments as well, from the Karnataka, Maharashtra and Telangana. Head of the education bodies such as All India Council of Technical Education, National Council of Education Research and Training and representative of industry bodies, that is MESC, FICI, CII. So আমি দেখিছো is it zero task for diverse section of departments of মানুহ তেওঁলোকে গঠন হৈছে, right? These are the members. So এইখিনি ডাইৰেক্ট খুদিব নাই কাৰণ ইমান বেছি ডাইভাৰ্স আছে, বাট এনে জানি থটো ভাল, ঠিক আছে? Alright. আৰু লগতে it is also important যে ABGC, it might raise the India's soft power to the inclusive growth, right? Our soft power enhance hobo. Establish a dedicated production fund for domestic content creation from across India to promote Indian culture, right? Ite dhorok jitu game hobo, he game to joti ami he amar bharator jenoka culture ase eblako joti okon pop up korabo paron tate se enoka amar dress hok ba adi kori hok, tite jiman jin hok, through this game we will be promoting our culture as well, right? Hekhini apnaloke bujibo pabo lagibo, that observation it needs, right? And heritage globally, evaluate reservation for high quality indigenous content by broadcasters. For an inclusive India, targets skilling and industry outreach for youth in the tier 2 and 3 towns and villages in India. Establish special incentives for women entrepreneurs in the ABDC sector. This is important. So women entrepreneurs hokolor karneও as special incentives rakha hoise. Hoine? So this is a step towards gender equality. Promote local children channels for raising awareness on rich culture and history of India among the children and the youth, right? Amar joti gute culture adi kori এই সৰু ল'ৰা-ছোৱালী আহিবলগীয়া জেনেৰেশ্যন তেওঁ হাততে আমি গতাই দিব লাগিব হয়নে টু প্ৰিজাৰ্ভ আৱাৰ কালচাৰ সো আমি সৰুৰ পৰাই যদি এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ লোকেল চিলড্ৰেন চেনেলবিলাক প্ৰমোট কৰোঁ সো ইট উইল ইল আছ গুড fruit, right? Establish framework to ensure child rights protection to the digital world. This is also very important. So, ekhini gute jodi kora hoy, then it will definitely boost towards India's soft power as well, right? Potential and significance of ABCC sector in Indian economy jodi sa ami already gom paisu je kiman besi yar orihona thakibo ahibologe din bilakot. So, ABCC sector in India jodi sa current situation jitu hoy which may have witnessed 28% growth in 2021 contributes about 2.5 to 3 billion of the estimated 260 to 275 billion worldwide ABGC market and employs about 1.85 lakhs ABGC professionals, right? Kito in the next phase I may dekim a nature of expanding hobo because India has moved into the global top 5 dekisane in the gaming industry and can witness a growth of 14 to 16% in the next decade by 2023. The number of online gamers is expected to reach 45 crores. A blag important hai. Or A facts blag ami use cover prime in our answers, right? Potential to Zotisao to become 40 billion industry, 5% of the global market that is by 2025 with annual growth of 25 to 30%. And the creation about 1,60,000 new jobs. As a result, it has the potential to become created in India and the brand India, right? Logote, this ABGC sector in Indian economy is expected to accomplish the following. Prothom to ami already gom paisu boosting employment opportunities. Thus helping in the promotion and the market development activities to extend global reach of the Indian industry. Enhancing export and recommend incentive to attract foreign direct investment sector, right? Iblak already ami patisu but yatu ebar lolusu. So opening doors for the further employment. Ya bahir aru bahut besi further employment ro yar duar ekhon khuli dibo. Hoine? Jeto e-sports hoy, video games adi kori bahut enoka lobbyists thake kisman. Right? Teoloke ki kore kisman এজন মানুহে গেমার্স লৈ লয় আৰু তেওঁলোকে কিছুমান খেল খেলে কাৰ লগত বেষ্ট খেলিব তেনেকুৱা কিছুমান আন্ডাৰগ্ৰাউণ্ড হৈ থাকে ৰাইট সো এইবিলাকো যদি আমি ভালকে চাওঁ আৰু এখিনি যদি আমি ল আদি কৰি আনিব পাৰো we will definitely thrive towards this global games hub, right? Okay, so based on this particular topic, a means answer writing practice question has been brought up. Critically analyze the role of the animation, visual effects, gaming and comic sector in India. It is 15 marks of within 250 words apnaloke try kori sabo pare thik ase. And our next topic is taken from the Assam Tribune. Lavnila Borgohai and Nikhat Zarin wins gold at 6th elite women's national boxing, right? This is important. Asolte UPSC iman sports related প্ৰশ্ন খুদা নাছিলে কিন্তু 2021 চনৰ আমি দেখিছো তেওঁলোকে প্ৰায় স্পোৰ্টছৰ কথা সুধিছে সো ইন দ্যাট পার্সপেক্টিভ অলসো এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ স্পোৰ্টছ ৰিলেটেড কোৱেশ্চন বিলাক আমি জানি থোৱাটো ভাল লগতে এপিএসসিত কিন্তু খুদে তেওঁলোকে স্পোৰ্টছ ৰিলেটেড কোৱেশ্চন খুদে সো তাতো এই প্ৰিলিমছত ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হৈ পৰিব ঠিক আছে মেইনছৰ এনেকুৱা প্ৰশ্ন নহুদে বাট প্ৰিলিমছত প্ৰায় খুদা যায় Prelims কাৰণে যেটো ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট আমি জানি থোৱাটো উচিত যে Tokyo Olympic bronze medalist Lavnila Borgohai and the reigning world champion Nikhat Zarin registered contrasting victories to clinch the titles while Railway Sports Promotion Board lifted the team trophy with 10 medals at the 6th Elite Women National Boxing Championship in Bhopal on 26 December 2022 ঠিক আছে So amar Lavnila Borgohai already to win koile logote Zarin so face a stiff challenge from the RSPB Anamika in 50 kg gold medal match before the 26-year-old Telangana published titled the match 4-1 in her favor to successfully defending the title, right? Aru logote another Assam boxer Ankushita Boro had to settle for silver. Teoloke gold paise aru teo silver pale after she went down to Manju Bamboria of Madhya Pradesh in the 66 weight category, right? Iman details ot nahe but any jani thoto amar bhal. All right, okay, and our last topic is taken from the Hindu, reservation quota for nomadic tribes, and this particular topic is important from GS paper 2 perspective, also at the same time GS paper 3. Current context to hoise, the Parliamentary Panel on Social Justice and Empowerment has pulled up union government over the very slow process to categorize over 260 denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes under the SC, ST, OBC list, right? কি হৈছিলে এই ডিনোটিফাইড nomadic and semi nomadic tribes সকলক আসলতে ST, SC, OBC এই আসলতে ৰিজাৰ্ভ লিষ্টত আখ্যা দিম বুলি কৈছিলে, বাট সেই প্ৰসেসটো বহুত বেছি স্লো হৈ গৈছে আৰু এই যেহেতু স্লো হৈছে তাৰ ফলত যিখিনি বেনিফিটস তেওঁলোকৰ বাবে আগবঢ়োৱা হৈছিলে সেইখিনি তেওঁলোকে বেনিফিট লাভ উঠাব পৰা নাই, ৰাইট? হেতু ওপৰত এই পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ editorial to ana hoisile. So ইয়াৰ লগতে আমি জানিব চেষ্টা কৰো আহক about the seed scheme. Seed scheme কি হয়? Scheme for economic empowerment of DNTs, right? Denotified tribes, nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes. So this seed was launched with the aim of providing free competitive exam coaching, health insurance, housing assistance and a livelihood initiative, right? তেওঁলোকৰ আসতে এনেকা ধৰণৰ লোকসকলৰ তেওঁলোকৰ প্ৰপাৰ ঘৰ সৰু না থাকে, they jeneke eta hindit koi banjara hoy, they banjaras, right? Proper house na thake etu jeka pa etu jeka teloke jay, right? Hekane telokor jitu standard of living hetu telok upgrade koribo nore, mostly because they travel from this place to another place, proper eko thikona na thake, benefits hokol na pai hone jehetu proper ghor sor nai. So telokor babe enoka dhonor specially focus kori ana hoise jate teloke he competitive exam dibo pare, right? Tar babe coaching ana hoisile, telokor health insurance ana hoisile adi kori, but jehetu telokor a denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic tribes hokolok ite ST, SC blak listot bharabo pora nai, hekane a seed scheme or lab to teloke upolobdho koribo pora nai, thik ase? An amount of 200 crores has been allocated for this scheme to be spent over 5 years from 2021 to 2022 and to 2025 to 26. As of December 26 evening, a total of 5,400 applications had been received under the seed, right? Iman kini telokor population ase, but just over 5,400 application paise, none of which have been approved and no amount has been sanctioned. Tar uporiu karo asore approve hone aru sanction hone, just imagine, right? So what are basically DNTs, denotified tribes kon hon? So denotified tribes are the communities that were notified as being born criminal during the British regime under a series of laws starting with the Criminal Tribes Act of 1871. Such inhuman their thoughts were, right? As on born criminal কেনেকে হ'ব পাৰে হয়নে? ঠিক আছে, মাক দেউতাকে কিবা ভুল কৰিলে, but তেওঁ সন্তানটি জন্ম হৈ how could that particular child can be a criminal? কিন্তু এনেকুৱা বিলাকক আসলতে আমাৰ ভাৰত চৰকাৰে যেহেতু তেওঁলোকক নটিফাইড কৰি লৈছিলে as born criminal, but আমাৰ ভাৰত চৰকাৰে in 1952 তেওঁলোকক ৰিপ্লেস কৰি কিনি ডিনোটিফাইড কৰি পালে, that they are not notified as born criminal, right? But the Habitual Offenders Act 1952 kicked in soon after. Nomadic and semi-nomadic communities are defined as those who move from one place to another place rather than living at one place at all time, right? Jehetu mo koiso teloke eta jega pa antu jegale tenake goi thake, nomads hoy, banjaras hoy. A National Commission for Denotified Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic Tribes was first set up in 2003 and later reconstituted in 2005. It was headed by Balkrishna Sidharam Renke and estimated their population at around 10.74 crores based on the census 2001. So 2001 or situ census ote iman bese teloka population ase aru aji to ahi gose 2022 almost he khon hoise kiman bese teloka population hoise but still they are deprived from all these beneficiaries, right? A new commission which was constituted in 2014 to prepare state-wise list submitted its report in the 2018 identifying 1262 communities as denotified nomadic and semi-nomadic. ठीक है? Our Anthropological Survey of India had submitted a report on the categorization of 48 DNT communities so far, in addition to 267 communities not categorized so far. The ANSI has finished studies on 24 communities with Tribal Research Institute studying 12 of the communities. Further, the ANSI is finalizing studies on 161 communities and is expected to finish studying the remaining communities. Ibla iman important no, but of the commission had categorized 1262 communities under SC, ST, OBC list and 267 communities were left uncategorized. Dekhisane iman kini 267 category left uncategorized. Even the communities categorized by the aided commission are not accurate, with many communities appearing in SC list in one of the state or district and on the ST list in the another. Teloko asole bahut alathani kora hoise. But let's see ahibologe din blakot kisman gothonmulok policy hokol anibo lage so that they can also thrive towards betterment, right? Okay. So what are the development efforts regarding DNTs? Ekhini ami jona hoise telokor babe aru ki lua hoise. So a National Commission for Denotified and Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic Tribes ana hoise was constituted in 2006 by Dan government, right? It was headed by Balkrishna Sidram Renke. Enoka blak monot thoka to bhal kidiba hudi dibo pare iman chances nai but still jani thoto bhal. The commission held that it was irony that these tribes somehow escaped the attention of our constitution makers, right? Kan constitution khonot code to sobor kotha lua hol kintu eulokor karone asolte teulokok attention dia hol hoyto teulokor manu kono tan nasile ei mat matibole kiba ta hogol, so they missed it, right? They deprived the constitution support unlike scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. When teulokok direct constitution support dia nai he kane teulokok AST SC iblakok anibo chesta koise so that a constitution support to teoloke uthabo pare. The Renke Commission estimated their population at around 10.74 crores based on the census 2001, right? The scheme for DNTs anise, the Ministry of Social and Empowerment is implementing the following scheme for the welfare of the DNTs. So Dr. Ambedkar pre-matric and post-matric scholarship ana hoise, right? So jun hokol asolte lora soli e kota blakor under nai pora teolokok kane ekhini ana hoise, thik ase, sponsor koribo. So Natasha ana hoise Nanaji Deshmukh scheme for construction and hostel for DNT boys and girls, right? Ibla hostel bila kothon kora hobo for these DNT tribes. From the year 2017 to 18, the scheme assistant to voluntary organization working for the welfare of the OBCs has been extended to the DNTs. So these are some of the efforts which are being implemented for their well upbringing, right? So what is the Development and Welfare Board of Denotified Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic Communities to the South? As a new commission was constituted in February 2014 to prepare state-wise list, right? Ekhini ami patisu jor pra identified 1262 communities as denotified. Logote 267 ok asole area hoise etu ami monot rakhatu bhal. The commission recommended the setting up of permanent commission for these communities. It is important. The government has set up the Development and Welfare Board for Denotified Nomadic and Semi-Nomadic Communities was established under the Society Registration Act of 1860 under the aegis of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment for the purpose of implementing welfare programs. The DWBNC was constituted on 21st February 2019 under the chairmanship of Bhiku Ramji De. Edith. Right? He can head to Edith Commission. Thik ase? So with this আমাৰ সেশনটো ইমানতে সমাপ্ত হ'ল thank you for watching this video আৰু আপোনালোকৰ যদি কিবা ডাউট আছে বা কিবা ফিডবেক দিব লগা আছে কাইন্ডলি আমাক কমেন্ট সেকশন জনাবলৈ নাপাহৰিব till then bye bye